Hi, my name is Steve Cooper of Quorum Software. In this presentation, I'll discuss the benefits of preparing data for loading into the OSDU using a staging database. I'm also going to demonstrate the benefits of this workflow using the Energy IQ by Quorum Wellmaster database deployed to the AWS cloud to load and blend 7 different sources of North Sea data. Data will be loaded from many different sources into the OSDU. These data sources will typically be in different formats. They won't match in terms of key identifiers, structure, CRS, units of measure, and reference values. If the data is loaded straight into the OSDU without any form of preparation and standardization, it's inevitable that consuming applications are going to make crucial search and query mistakes. For these reasons, the staging area needs to be a critical part of any workflow for data loading. Quorum worked closely with AWS to deploy the Energy IQ software to the AWS cloud. We've got numerous standardized loaders out of the box to extract data and load it into the TDM Wellmaster from multiple sources. As we load the data into TDM, disparate sources are matched together, relationships are established according to best practices, unique identifiers are assigned to the master data elements, the data is validated and converted to standards for CRS, coordinate reference systems, units of measure, and reference data. With the data loaded, it can then be enriched through business rules that blend the multiple sources to a golden record, aggregate data to create summary values, and new data derived through the application of advanced algorithms. Working closely with AWS, we then developed an IQ Exchange agent to deliver manifests directly to the AWS implementation of the OSDU ingestion APIs. The data flows from TDM to OSDU are fully automated and synchronized on an ongoing basis to ensure data flows that are streamlined and data that is always up to date. Once the data is loaded into the OSDU, we're able to visualize the sample data through the Quorum search and dashboarding tool IQ Insights. This sample data is also available to third-party interfaces with the OSDU consumption APIs. To validate the data workflows and deliver a substantial sample data set for testing, we loaded 7 different public data sources covering the North Sea, as you can see on the slide. This data was matched, validated, blended, and standardized to create a clean, comprehensive, and high-quality data set that companies can use to validate their own OSDU implementations. It took a significant amount of effort to derive and build the business rules into the automated workflows, but we now have over 46,000 wells plus associated data, along with a significant number of logs, surveys, and TOPS that is available for other companies to test their implementations of the OSDU APIs. I'll now quickly walk through the process we follow to load the North Sea sample dataset, starting with the TDM Wellmaster. Here we'll look at the Wellmaster data for the UK portion of the North Sea that has been matched, validated, and standardized. We've also built in the rules to establish the correct relationships between wells and wellbores and assign unique identifiers to this master data based upon industry standards. Drilling down, you can see that we loaded well data from 2 UK sources and then blended this data into a golden record based upon configurable business rules. The golden record is what we feed into the OSDU. Looking at the data from the Darlin field, we've loaded a large number of logs which were primarily in LAS and DLUS format. We extracted metadata from the log header and the individual curves, which could be transferred as an OSDU manifest in addition to the raw logs. We also loaded several thousand surveys and processed them to determine the bottom hole location along with the individual stations in XY offset as well as geodetic coordinate location. Finally, we loaded large volumes of TOPS data for the wellbores. We aliased the TOPS to a standardized set of formations for accurate retrieval. The next step of the process is to transfer the data from TDM to the OSDU using the IQ Exchange agent that we developed along with AWS. We set up a background job that's based upon a query, whether it's a subset of the data or the total data set, to transfer the data that we see on the right, there, wells, TOPS, surveys, and logs. We do a full base load initially, and we can check the results of our transfer. And then we configure the job to run on a frequent basis to capture any changes within TD. The IQ Insights tool allows us to visualize data directly from the OSDU through the consumption APIs. IQ Insights is built on the Elastic technology stack and enables us to search huge volumes of data in real time and display the results on a grid, in charts and dashboards, or on a map. I can investigate data at a high level, and then once I've got the results of my query, I can drill down to visualize the content in detail. In this case, I'm looking at a wellbore path with the formation tops superimposed for data quality purposes. I can also plot the contents of the OSDU on a map. I can combine spatial queries and attribute queries to highlight the data that I'm interested in, and then overlay spatial layers to provide context and facilitate my search. In this case, I'm showing pipelines, blocks, and licenses along with a subset of the well data. The North Sea sample data that we loaded into the AWS OSDU cloud is available for operators to validate their implementation of OSDU. The next logical step for the operators would be to load additional public and commercial data sources so users have access to a single source of the truth. A final step would then be to blend in proprietary data that could deliver enterprise master data to the OSDU and other platforms to drive workflow automation and advanced analytics. In summary, this has been a short presentation on the benefits of using a staging database to load data into the OSDU. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at the email address here, and thank you for your time.